me, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they see me. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking.
Hello, and welcome once again to another edition of the Geek Gauntlet podcast. I'm your host, Mr. William D. Morgan, and tonight it's a very, very special evening. It is me and the ladies of the crew coming together for a Saturday night. Janae gave the name Will's Angels, and she is absolutely correct. So it is your boy. Get to be a big-time pimp on a Saturday night for a change. That's what I'm talking about. Now, we'll get the fellas back here next week, hopefully. But let me go ahead and bring on our resident TikTok and cosplay queen. Let me bring Kat Holland in the picture. Kat, what's up?
What's going on, William?
How you doing?
I mean, living the dream. I survived the Daiso grand opening. So, that's...
There you go.
Yeah.
What did you get a chance to watch this week?
Everything but Acolyte.
Okay, I didn't get a chance to, yeah, that's one that missed me too. I didn't get a chance to watch Acolyte either.
Yeah, I mean, I got the important stuff like House of Dragon and Doctor Who and The Boys. I mean, the important stuff that, people should be talking about.
Yeah, on the real. I'm trying to fix this doggone camera. Give me a sec. Oh, okay, that's about as good as I'm going to get it. Yeah, about right there. All right. Waiting on the other two ladies to come on through, but before they do, I got a chance to watch Superbad this week. I got caught up on all the episodes. Did you watch any of that on Max?
Superman. Oh, wait, is that animated one?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. They lost me at Superman tells everybody who he is. Like that was where they lost me on that one. You know this, Will. We've had this conversation. The fans who've loyally been tuning into us for who knows how long, they have heard me have that conversation that you can't be Superman and have a secret identity. Oh, hold on.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I'm back. But you can't have a secret identity and be like, I gotta protect my friends. But here, let them all in on my secret identity.
Oh yeah.
So they all know.
They all know now.
In case they had face blindness and couldn't tell.
Oh, well, let me bring out our resident video game streamer, Diamond. What's up?
What's up, everyone?
What up, Diamond? I'm just making fun of Superman. It's fine.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing that gets me. You bring in Supergirl in this week's episode. You straight rip Android 18 from Dragon Ball Z and put Supergirl in that same outfit. Now, come on, DC. You got to do better than this.
And this is set in modern day, right? It's not set in the 80s or 90s.
Yeah, it's modern day. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that makes no sense.
Mm-hmm. Modern day. She got the vest, she got the jeans, and she got the little medallion on her vest.
Man, they got to be ripping all us Gen Xers off,
It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Let me see if I can find a picture real quick. I meant to find one earlier and show you guys. I did show a clip. I don't want to do that here. But yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's a straight rip. Let's pull up Android 18. Okay, here we go. Perfect. This right here is perfect. We do this. Come on, Will. There we go. We're going to save this image.
I mean, I'm just saying, and this is kind of something that we've all talked about over the last couple of years. It's just kind of it feels like they're just recycling ideas, which is kind of a bummer because, I mean, this is kind of a prime example. I mean, I'm sure I'll see it once I see it. You couldn't have given her her own original outfit. You had to just rip off an anime. Okay, yeah.
There you go.
We got good old Android 18. Okay.
Right there. That's what they had Supergirl wearing. Oh.
Wait, that's lame.
Let me bring my anime buddy in, Janae, real quick. Janae, what's up?
What's up?
What's going
What
on?
up?
Difficulties, but we're okay now. My camera was strobing.
Ooh, that's no good.
Camera. Oh, it's going in and out, like out of focus.
No, it was just making me flicker on and off. It was just being weird.
Okay. This is the perfect. Oh, damn, I can't use this web file. Let me see about this one. Can you boy use this one? Let me see. Can't use that one, but I can do a screen share. All right, and then we do this.
Yeah, I mean, you should be able. Even if it's a web page, you should be able to.
You see right there?
Dang,
That's so lame.
DC, do better. Like you
Come
had to
on
make
now, man.
like.
Like, imagine Dragon Ball was that petty, or the creators of Dragon Ball was that petty to like, I'm gonna sue DC for this.
Come
This is
on,
not
man.
right.
That's the thing is they're not petty enough to do it, and because of the fact that they put like it's just different enough
Yeah.
that you can definitely tell that it's inspired by.
Mhm.
But like for real though, like
It's a straight rip.
part of comics is that they're made by people who are creative. What happened? What happened, DC?
What happened?
Copy
Yeah.
and paste.
Like,
I thought
yeah.
Krillin was a cop. I thought he was bringing in good money. She up here moonlighting.
That's funny.
It makes no freaking sense, man.
Yeah, like, why
None.
would you even do that? Like, that just doesn't. You're right. It doesn't make sense. You
Nope.
know.
That's
Well,
a straight rip.
Isn't also like Power Girls usually her hair's the more short side and then Supergirl's the more long flowy blonde. So it's like, why
Yeah.
are you? I just
Well,
don't.
because they're all in college and they're experimenting right now. That's
Okay.
why Clark can't. That's why Clark had to tell everyone his secret identity.
Right?
Lame.
Oh, so
No,
this
but-
is from the Adventures of My Adventures with Superman. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it's from.
I'm watching that. Sorry, Tyler.
It's like I don't get it. I don't. The only thing that's been good about it so far, you see a lot of people who were in the Supergirl show and some of the other DC shows from the Arrowverse. You saw Cat Grant this episode. You saw Windshot Toyman in this episode. So they're bringing some of the characters we've seen before into this series. But yeah,
But are they bringing them in just because they're like,
they feel a purpose.
okay? Because I mean, I'm kind of like, if you really start getting into their lore, would they
Yeah.
have fit in that time frame?
Right.
Right?
That's because you guys know me. Like whether it is like, I get sometimes you have to deviate away from the content. Like with the boys, I mean, we know that there's only so much the FCC will allow, right?
Oh yeah.
But when you're creating an animated story, like sometimes, like, are they deviating from lore just because, or are they deviating from lore in a way that makes sense?
Yeah.
And I mean, mind you, I don't know the lore of all that well, but I always thought that like Kite Man and some of those were more like the Gotham universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like they just bringing them in here to like Smallville just because they bored. You bringing them into like Star City because we're unoriginal and we're starved for ideas. I don't know.
Yeah.
They didn't want to do that much research. They're like,
I mean,
DC villains, click. Oh, look, that one.
Or irrelevant villains.
yeah.
Pilot Man.
yeah. DC Universe heroes and villains. What do we have? Let's start.
Right.
Let's just start pulling names out of a hat.
What's
Right.
going on?
If
Come on, Dark.
Constantine shows up, then I'm gonna take issue. But you guys are gonna have to tell me, so I'll have to rant about it after
Oh
you
my
tell me.
gosh. If Constantine had his own, like, just a good anime style, that would be so cool. Like Dante, like, Castlevania style.
Yeah.
That would be a good Constantine. I like that style.
I
That was
agree.
in Dante's Inferno and in one of the little short things of the Animatrix one.
All right, let's go ahead and get into the rest of the show, guys. Pull up real quick. All right. And this sucks. But veteran actor Donald Sutherland died this week.
Yeah, he did so much stuff. Like,
yeah, he so iconic, almost in everything you can think of that was ever impactful.
mhm.
Rest in peace, man. That just hurt.
And I
it's
feel like every generation kind of goes through what like a lot of us are going through like in this past year where we've lost so many celebrities that were so key to like our entertainment growing up.
right.
Mhm.
But yeah.
It sucks, man. It just completely sucks. Rest in peace to the family. Rest in peace to him. Shout out to the family as well. I know you didn't. I know I didn't. Does anyone else here? Anybody else here watch The Acolyte?
I did.
What did you think?
That sounds like 45 minutes she's never getting back.
Yeah, it does.
Is there like I'm not like I don't know very much lore on Star Wars and stuff like that, but was there other factions like besides the witches that we saw in Ahsoka? Was there other witches and covens?
So there are the Witches of Dathomir and the Night Sisters. Now they were spread out across the galaxy.
Okay.
And one way to look at it is like they were like their own covens as they branched out into other planets. But they all originated for the most part from Dathomir.
Okay. Because and their powers is it basically like the Force, but they're just calling it something else? They're witches, or they have their own power segment. Is it they're not metachlorians but something else?
Basically, yeah. Like they're with the Night Sisters, their powers are learned. Now some of them, of course, do have the metachlorian counts and things of that nature, which makes them stronger.
Okay.
In their magic and in the Force.
Okay.
But and one way to think about like the Witches of Dathomir and Night Sisters, the term gets used kind of synonymously.
Okay.
In a lot of circles, and some people will probably come at me because like some people are like, no, they're totally different. No, they're not. Go back to Legends, and they're one and the same.
Okay.
But basically, rather than Jedi and Sith who see everything black and white, the Witches of Dathomir, they see things in a little bit different. They're very much like Amazons. They're space Amazons, essentially. And everyone in the Star Wars universe, to some extent, has metachlorians.
Okay.
But those that have higher metachlorian counts are easier to train in the Force.
Okay. Yeah, because like the twin girls and stuff in that episode were May is supposedly the more powerful one. She didn't ascend yet because she didn't want to do that. She wanted to explore the galaxy and whatnot. And then the two moms were fighting and arguing and stuff. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, so I mean, just like the Jedi and the Sith, the Witches of Dathomir and the Night Sisters have trials they have to go through.
Okay.
In order to ascend. So that's why what it is, she's not ready to complete her trials yet. Because she wants to get to know more of the universe.
I think my problem is like, since I don't know the lore, I just wish there was like some back history, like an episode of back history and stuff, instead of just jumping into it, like, this is what we're doing, this is this. And then like, I just want to punch May in the face because, May's the bad one, or the one that killed everybody. And because she's just like, she's trying to justify it's all the Jedi's fight. It's like, you're the one who set the fire. You're the one who basically killed everybody. it's not your sister's fault. It's not the Jedi's fault. You got pissy because you didn't get what you want, threw a tantrum, and then started a fire. That's,
I mean, that tracks.
it's like dick. So, and then just at the very end, I was just like, oh, it teased us. It's just a giant cliffhanger. It's like, wanted a giant like saber fight.
Well, they got to figure out how to get you to tune in next week.
Yep.
This is true.
Yep.
But yeah, I think it's because I just wish there was more like education history kind of a thing, so that way people are like me. I was just like, I didn't know there was other witches. I didn't know that there was these different things and factions and all that.
Well, and so here's kind of with that, I think, and this is where Disney's they're caught in a weird place.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have people who know the lore and know the history
Mm-hmm.
that keep complaining about all these shows being too slow because they keep giving us history.
Yeah.
So now they take a show which, picking the Acolytes, while there is a very large population of Star Wars fans that are Acolyte fans and would know the lore,
Yeah.
your more of your TV watching fans and the ones that would want to watch a series
Mm-hmm.
are probably not as full of those.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong. Like they may have checked it out, or they may sit down and binge it when it's all done.
Yeah.
But the people that really know the lore, so like basically they're like, well, hey, the fans are complaining that we're like giving too much story.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine when you're talking about Sith, Jedi, bounty hunters. Those are well-known factions.
Yeah.
Acolytes, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they're struggling with figuring out which fan feedback is valid.
Yeah.
And which fan feedback is crying fanboys.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, oh, well, people didn't like the Book of Boba Fett because they said it was too slow and had too much backstory. So we're just not going to give any backstory to the Acolytes and let them figure it out.
Yeah.
And I think that's maybe part of why the show is kind of struggling a little.
Okay.
Is because you have more people watching it
Mm-hmm.
that aren't those dyed-in-the-wool fans that know the history.
Yeah. Well, like, I'm almost, because, like, I know with, like, some other things about Boba Fett, but, like, some of the movies and shows tie into, like, even the animated series stuff. Like, even if they, like, mentioned it or showed some of that backstory in the animated series, I thought maybe that would have helped out a little bit more, because I'm watching the newest animated series now, but they jump. It's kind of like animation.
Which animated series?
Huh?
Bad Batch?
No, the Empire one.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
But like the thing was with that, it's not like connected. It's kind of like their own little short stories,
Mhm.
and like then the character comes in later, but like it's years later for something else, and you're like, oh wait, that was that character from episode 1. It's like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of, in my opinion, from what I have heard of the Acolyte, because I haven't sat down and watched any of it,
Mm-hmm.
Is that it seems to have been written for people that already know about the Acolyte.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, some of those fans are kind of like, we still need a little bit more background. Like, why is this character hunting down this other character?
Right.
Like, it doesn't make sense. Where, like, the Bad Batch was written really well.
Yeah. I've heard
Because
good
I could kind of come into that, not being someone who watched the Clone Wars, because I just wasn't interested in it. That is not my favorite part in Star Wars history. So I'm just like, whatever. But I could kind of understand the motivation the characters had.
Yeah.
Just from watching the first few episodes, okay, this makes more sense now. I understand why they're called the Bad Batch. And, I think for some reason they decided they were going to leave that formula behind with the rest of their shows. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But I am kind of thankful that like they do like, because some shows don't do like the flashbacks and stuff, But the latest episode was like one big flashback.
Gotcha.
Kind of thing to say, okay, this is why this happened and how the sisters are how they are, kind of a thing. And so it's like I almost wish they would have like kind of like spread it out with flashbacks instead of just doing one giant one. Like, oh, this is what May remembers, like when like something triggers her and like in modern time of what's going on with her, and then like her sister, which I can't remember her name. The one that didn't think she was cut up to be a Jedi anymore. It's things like that. So we'll see in the next episode on what happens, but it's just interesting so far.
I'm glad you kind of invested into it, because I'm the last person who would be a Star Wars person, but I'm glad to see that you're invested in it, Janae.
I just wanted to see why there was so much bad stuff about it. It was like, I just don't. I love old school Star Wars. I love the prequels, but like the newer movies and stuff, I'm like, eh. And I didn't watch Clone Wars. I watched the original animated Clone Wars with the old school 2D animation, which I liked, but I never watched the 3D animation of the Clone Wars. So, or the Bad Batch. So.
I got you. All right, let's move on. Anybody watch Doctor Who this week?
I did.
What did y'all think of Doctor Who?
Oh man. Well,
I can understand it, but it just made me so sad for
So to get into this one, it carried on from the previous episode. So a lot of this season, you haven't seen a lot of tie-in, or at least obvious tie-in to the previous episodes until this one, where it was like, this is where we ended, and we picked up right in that same spot for this next episode. So it turned out that the Doctor had actually banished this particular monster at the end of time. But the way that he did it, because this particular god had the ability to hide himself, he just attached himself to the TARDIS and was carried by the TARDIS to all the places the Doctor went until he was full power and started just destroying worlds. And one thing it touched on, and it's something that they didn't go into a lot of detail about, but you kind of know it from Doctor Who lore. Mel, the one that he left on the scooter with.
Yeah.
Several times through Doctor Who lore, she has been possessed by this particular god, which makes her susceptible. And they show that a little bit of that in the end, where like she's fighting it, but I feel like kind of the fact that they didn't really touch on the fact that she'd been possessed by this god before, unless they're going from the aspect of this particular Doctor may not have that memory.
Yeah.
But I loved how meta it was that he had another TARDIS that had another screen for him to see like his history. So it went back to like old school PBS Doctor Who.
Yeah.
To talk about like how he banished him the first time. I think the part with her mom was like when she finally figured out like who her mom was.
Yeah. And
she had to make that decision of like, do I go and say something or do I not?
Yeah.
And I think that part kind of pulled at the heartstrings a little bit. When you first, so as someone who watches Doctor Who regularly, like when the grandma and the mom passed, the adopted family.
Yeah, that was.
Part of me was like, I'm like, you know what? It's the Doctor. He's gonna fix it. It's cool.
Right.
So for me, being someone who has watched Doctor Who for several seasons, I was like, oh, we good. We got this.
So basically, Thanos snapped everybody.
Yeah.
Did he fix it?
Yeah, he fixed
it. He did it.
Oh, okay.
But it was just.
But like for people, because there are people, believe it or not, every season that just like this is their first time.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure there were people that were just like, no, it's not fair. Not her mom, not her grandma. Man, I've been watching Doctor Who so long, I was like, oh, he got this. Like,
he'll fix it.
it.
I think what also made me sad is because like in the other episodes, he was positive a lot. And this one, and then the last one, he was very like, I don't know if I can fix this kind of thing, because he was just so, because he was always on the positive, upbeat side kind of a thing. And then all of a sudden he's like, wait a minute. He's like, wait,
Well,
I gotta sit and think.
When
kind
you're
of thing.
dealing with the god of death, though,
Yeah.
you know, and you are literally watching him possess people,
Yeah.
and it's dust.
Yeah.
There is no way to prevent dust from getting into places.
Yeah.
True.
You know, like you saw in the scene with the grandmother where the neighbor was staying with her,
Mm-hmm.
and like the dust is so fine that it came in, and
Yeah.
next thing you knew, they were dust.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was good that they finally grounded him a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I get that he was the half that didn't have the past trauma.
Yeah.
But there were times when he was a little too zany.
Yeah. And you're like, wait, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, like I need you to have a little bit of trauma for me here. Okay, just a little bit. But then you really kind of saw like what the Doctor really does.
Mm-hmm.
With the way he was working with Unit, and all of those things. And the way at the end that they brought her in is like, hey, we could really use you with Unit.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you're not possessed by, you know,
Yeah.
the God of... So, I mean, I think we're starting to get into some more of those darker storylines. Because they kind of did that with Matt Smith's Doctor 11.
Mm-hmm.
Where he was like wackadoo for the first half season.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started giving him these dark storylines. The problem was, and this is why I couldn't connect with the 11th Doctor, is he stayed half wackadoo through some of the darkest stories in Doctor Who lore.
Mm-hmm.
Like stories like this one where like he should have had that moment of like, we might be screwed, people.
Yeah.
Where he had to like doubt himself. You never saw that in 11.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of bothered me. Because those stories, I mean, they were dark. The storylines that he got were dark. If you have ever read any of like the comics or the books or the lore, and then watched it in comparison to how it came across on screen,
Yeah.
they didn't come across anywhere near as dark as they were.
Mm-hmm.
So.
In other Doctor Who Doctors, did they lose their companion this early, or did the companion usually stay? Because I thought that was interesting that they're like, okay, we're done with her now. She's staying with her family.
Oh wow.
Well, no, sometimes they do.
Did I?
Yeah. Clara, she was a companion for like 1 or 2 episodes
Oh, okay.
with 11.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden she showed up with Capaldi again. Martha was a companion that kind of floated in and out.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, sometimes you do. So, and it was actually, I want to say actually with Rose Tyler, she was a companion for a while, but then she went away and came back.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, sometimes the companions are short-term companions.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like always, because I never. This is my first Doctor, but I've seen pictures of Doctor Who and stuff, and you always see the companion and the Doctor, and they always look together. So I was just like, is this normal for like the Doctor to lose his companion? And so,
Oh yeah, it just means that there'll be another one. It's fine.
okay.
He might have an episode or 2 where he's like freelancing, but then like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe him and Rogue will show up in the next episode. I don't know. I'm sorry,
Oh, my
Rogue is an
goodness.
amazing character from this season.
Oh my goodness. All right. Let's move on. Anybody watch House of the Dragon?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to get to it. What did you think about that? That was the season premiere. Am I
Yeah.
correct?
Mhm.
Yes.
Was it good? Was it bad?
Oh, it was amazing.
Oh my gosh. They came out swinging.
They did.
I'll
I
just
was like,
check that out.
I was like, gosh
Yeah.
darn it. Came
So
out
without too
swinging.
many spoilers, for those who haven't seen it yet, they really did. They came out And because we all knew, like, the way the last season ended, for just a reminder, is that the two boys had the fight on their dragons.
Yes.
And I always get their names mixed up.
And then
Aegon,
no,
the one that looks like Matt Smith's clone.
yeah, that's foo. I don't remember
Is
his
it
name.
Aemon or
Aegon's
Aegon?
the other. Aegon's the other one.
Okay, so
Aegon.
Aemon, sorry. And her son Lucy, which I believe it was Luciana or Luciano, had this battle on their dragons, and Aemon loses control of his dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And the dragon just goes six ways sideways.
It's a Sunday.
Yeah. And he's just going to do what he's going to do, and he's not going to listen to his rider, because Aemon really doesn't have... Well, one, he doesn't necessarily have a lot of people necessarily teaching them how to ride their dragons and how to really work with their dragons.
He also didn't get an egg. This is the dragon that he basically not stole, but he just flat out, he stole from his, what would
Uncle?
it be? Uncle.
Well, it would have been his aunt passed away.
Cousins, yeah, his uncle passed away. He killed his uncle, but it was his cousin's mom's dragon.
Yeah. So it starts out where basically you have both sides of the war trying to get support from the other kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get your first look at the North, the land of the North. Mm-hmm. Which I found it was interesting, and this part I'm not sure about because I read some of the books, I didn't read them all.
Mm-hmm. I haven't read the books either.
Is
Me neither.
The wall at the north is currently being patrolled by the Stark family.
Yes.
It's not the Night's Watch.
I think they were, because like this, I think this, like the Starks are, and because they were discussing whether they wanted to send a man from each house that the whole disgrace or needed a place to go to help man it. So I think you're right. It's not. So the Starks are in control of it right now.
Yeah, the Starks are basically patrolling that. That's part of their realm.
Yeah.
It hasn't been handed over to the men of the Night's Watch yet.
Yeah.
But then you start hearing about the Vale and, all these other regions. And through all of this, because of the fact that she received the word of her son's death through a raven. So she didn't witness it. Nobody witnessed it. Mm-hmm. Because obviously they're dragons. They're fighting, tens of thousands of feet in the air.
Yeah.
It's sent by raven to her. And so for her, she's struggling to accept it because there's no body. There's nothing for her to grieve over. Mm-hmm. So she has taken her dragon and is out searching to try to find something that confirms that this is the case. And she does end up coming upon that. And I almost want to say that like where she landed, if you're looking at Game of Thrones lore, and maybe some people may need to correct me on this, but it was the same beach where you had like the evil red witch lady.
Oh yeah, it did look like that.
Yeah. And so their fishing boats had brought in the wing of a dragon. Mm-hmm. And in that wing, with all of the stuff with the wing, there were also her son's clothes and his armor mixed in with that. So she finally returns to her kingdom, and she's ready. And she wants a son for a son at this point.
Yeah.
She wanted Amy.
His name. She said the name that she wanted.
Yeah. Because she knew that was the son that did it. So, she wanted that clean slate. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be interesting how it pans out. Because, of course, I can never remember Matt Smith's character's name.
Damon.
Damon, yeah. So Damon ends up going back to King's Landing, kind of sneaks in low key, because I mean, Damon was like the reject brother anyway, so he knows the seedy underbelly of King's Landing, and he knows that there are people that are not loyal to Alicent and the Hightowers, and he essentially hires someone to go in and kill Aemon.
Damn.
Well, they come across the king's wife first, and their 2 children. So they end up not going after Aemon, which is who they're supposed to get the head of, and they're about to bring back the head of the infant heir. So we'll see how that pans out.
Wow.
We did, my husband and I thought it was interesting in that scene that, like, she gave up the son so easily. I was like, because in the thing, she's like, well, maybe he doesn't want to be king. I was like, do you think that's why that she just automatically said, yes, that's the boy, and took her daughter and just ran for it? Or if she just was like, I need to get out of here, I don't want to be killed.
Well, remember, even the king is a little off.
Yeah.
And we've seen how poorly he's treated her.
Yeah.
True.
So I wonder if for her it was, is this the only way for me to break the cycle?
Yeah. So.
And so if that was the only way for her to break the cycle and prevent her, because let's face it, that kid was a brat.
Yeah.
Facts.
He was a proper definition of baby's kids.
Yes.
Oh no.
Well, I just, on a funny note, I just think it's funny how Alicent is taking Rhaenyra's sloppy seconds. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, at least it's not the weird foot guy anymore. You know.
Yeah, I kind of feel like he's getting really creepy and controlling by changing out her handmaidens and trying to like worm his way into like the ear of her son, like oh no, maybe you should do. Oh, well, you know, your grandpa was also the king's hand. I don't know how well he did with that kind of a thing. It's like, you give me the creeps, and it's all her fault because she teased him and led him on. So now he thinks that he has an opening, and he doesn't.
Right. All right, let's move on. This one I did see. Who watched The Boys?
I did.
What did y'all think?
I really thought that Homelander did something to the cake. And then I realized, oh no.
We thought that too, Diamond. We were like, what did he do to the cake? Oh no.
I literally thought he would like put some
poison in it or
something like
something. It was all black.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell did you do to that cake, man?
What you do to that cake, man?
And then he like forced someone to do something. I'm like, oh no. Like, what are you trying to make these people do? Just like,
first of all, I thought it was wrong. I thought it was wrong because he put old boy in the oven. And that was kind of jacked up to me. Because that man was just no ill will toward that boy whatsoever. He was just doing his job. And he put him in the oven and just roasted him. I said, come on, dude.
Yeah,
really?
But that's kind of the way Homelander rolls, though.
That's how he thinks, though.
Like
that's how he thinks.
Eye kind of a thing.
That's how he thinks.
So I'm going to wrong you tenfold.
Right.
So.
Well, then he made the other dude. Like. I don't want to say it, but
he literally blowed his. I mean, I was like, he literally laid his duck off. Like
he made old boy try to get off in front of everybody.
Yeah. Well, the episode before that, he was telling Deep to.
Yep.
To new A-Train. So.
He did say that last episode before that. Yep.
What was like worse is that Sage was like, I will have to be lobotomized just to do this. I'm like, oh my god.
Right?
Oh, that was some foreshadowing there, though.
True.
Like, I don't want to remember any of this. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there are just some things that there's not enough eye bleach for.
I mean, I love the series. I do. The one character I'm getting sick of is Starlight. I'm getting sick of her.
Yeah.
really quick. I'm getting sick of her really quick. She giving me Sailor Venus vibes. She really is. I'm about tired of her, man.
Well,
Goody
I mean,
two shoes act.
there's the goody two shoes act, but there's also, you know, she kind of got put into a weird situation, right? And it kind of comes out in this episode when she's talking to Firecracker.
Mm-hmm.
That basically her entire life was other people making all the decisions for her.
Yeah.
Telling her how to act, telling her what she should do. And now she's in that situation where she's like, well, I want to make my own decisions.
Yeah.
But she's also starting to see the repercussions of some of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she's always trying. I don't know. I think she's trying too damn hard. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I think she really tries too hard in what she tries to do, because she's trying to do this. She's trying to be there for Huey, whose father's in a hospital.
Yeah.
Then they made that deal with A-Train to get some Compound V to save him. I'm shocked A-Train did it, or going to do it, or whatever, because yeah, he ran through his girl. I get it, but at the same. Because it's the boys.
Yeah.
So there's nothing logical about this series.
I'm surprised that like everyone's okay with like going into Homelander's place. Like, you would think Homelander would have security, and they're just stopping and like, okay, well, I need to find this, and just her taking a number 2 in his bathroom, but him trying to. It's like, are you guys not afraid that he might have hidden cameras and security somewhere, and then look back on it and be like, I'm gonna fry you guys?
Homelander's he's impulsive. Hey, Ando. He's impulsive, but he's not smart.
Yeah.
You need Sage 4.
Yeah. So like,
What's up, Ando? What's going on, man?
Because here's the thing, like, if he had cameras in there to catch other people doing bad things to him,
mm-hmm.
then there's the risk that all the bad stuff he does behind closed doors
true.
is coming out.
Yeah. Good point.
And I think we've started to notice, and I mean, this came up in season 2.
Mm.
You're starting to see where like he's talking, the excessive talking to himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
And if that got out, that wouldn't be good for him.
No.
So he's not going to risk that by having cameras in his space, because he's not the problem. He just needs to be able to spy on everybody else.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that's like basically his hubris is going to be his downfall.
Yeah. I'm just disturbed that he still has the breast milk.
Yeah. I'm more disturbed.
Yo, man.
My boy, it's not good after like a week in the fridge. It has to be in deep freeze if you want it fresh. It can be in deep freeze for over a year. Sorry. So that's gonna be nasty milk.
And you're doing. I'm glad you're doing a little bit better, man. I'm glad, man. Get some rest, bro. I know how crazy it is out there. Crazy in the land of retail, it really is.
Agreed.
I am impressed with how Firecracker handled her situation with Butcher. I was impressed with that. She just hit the Twitter button, fuck you, and I'm gonna go say it myself, and I'm gonna go talk, and I'm gonna get forgiveness. I'm gonna get forgiveness for what I did. I'm gonna get praise for what I did, and still not give you what you want. So I gotta give Firecracker props on that.
I feel like Firecracker's like a troll, kind of. Like she just messes with people, like poking a bear.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to come out here, and especially what she like said to Starlight about something that was like a whole new low. Like, you can't talk about that. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Well, I think too, and this is where you always have those people that are out there. They're like, oh, the show's attacking, the right-wing conservatives.
It's really attacking nobody. It's a damn show.
Yeah, let's start with the fact that it's a show and they don't pull punches for anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
But
It's like South Park.
can I definitely say
Yeah. Particularly South Park.
the convention that she was at, and like the way that she was like, I don't believe any of this stuff, but it gets these idiots to believe it and follow
Right.
me.
Right. Right.
You know, there's a lot of that going on. Like, we all know it.
Mhm.
You know, we've all seen it. It's a little scary. You know, but if you feel that maybe it's targeting you, maybe you need to look at your behavior. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I just thought that she was a beast for doing that. But overall, so far, I'm enjoying the season.
Oh, are we gonna skip right over Frenchie tripping out in the middle of their fight?
Yeah, that was weird.
Oh yeah.
The
I
rubber
won't do that.
ducks and when she slits the guy's throat and like he's seeing like rubber ducks and like
It's come all
bathtub
out.
toys floating out.
Oh my
But-
god.
That was amazing. Butch,
I am
like,
enjoying the
had a full
season
on-
though, guys. I'm really enjoying the season. I didn't think it'd be this good. I thought it might be a little bit of maybe layover from the last because it hasn't really been a bad season for the boys yet. But so far, this season has been really good.
They literally hit the ground running with that like first episode though.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. I kind of
Oh,
like what
just wait until the next episode. I watched ahead a little bit. You guys are gonna die. Like,
and I'm kind of liking what they're doing with the deep too. They're giving the deep a little bit of shine, just a little bit. Yeah, it's crazy situations, but they're giving him a little bit of shine at least. Give Aquaman something.
well, what I'm waiting for is when are people gonna figure out that Black Noir isn't Black Noir?
That's a good point too.
Yeah.
That's a good point too.
Because he was killed off season 2 or into
Just
season
killed
1?
off last season,
Mhm.
season 3.
Last season. Okay, season 3. Okay.
Mhm.
And like, Noir never talked.
Yeah, I was
This
confused.
guy can't shut his mouth.
That's a good point.
It's like I'm kind of concerned that's like isn't that the same actor who plays Noir and then it's like someone from what's it called the spinoff show that's supposed to play him.
Maybe.
Maybe I don't remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, I know basically, you know, because they didn't have a way to explain away Noir's death.
Mm-hmm.
They basically just got an actor and slammed him in a suit.
They put him in a suit, and that was it.
Yeah.
You know,
But
we,
like-
we don't know if they gave him any compound V or anything.
Yeah, and like there was the scene where he's talking with Angela, and he's like, I need something. Like, this guy was a martial artist, but like there's no martial arts stuff in his plays.
Yeah.
Like, can you give me like a playlist, something for inspiration? Something. Like, no, we need you to shut your mouth is what we need you to do.
Just shut up and be out there in a suit.
Yeah.
That's all we need you to do. Hell, I can be Black Noir.
Yeah. You
Hell,
know,
I'll be him.
but yeah,
you
I'm
paid
just,
me enough.
Well, I just think his name is hilarious because noir means black in French, so it's like
But he killed
Black
somebody. But he killed people though.
well,
You
I
remember
mean,
those 3 dudes that were in the last episodes with the baseball bats?
you give me a baseball bat and I swing hard enough, I'm gonna kill people too.
He killed people. So this
But
is
he
an
was scared of
actor.
Homelander, so he had to do it because everyone was scared of Homelander.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is an actor who's killed people,
mhm.
and I
Well,
have the
mean,
motivation for my role.
is don't let Homelander kill me?
Yeah, like that's the motivation of God in
It's
you.
gotta
Like,
be-
hey,
It's gotta be it. That's gotta be it. Oh my gosh. All right. Couple of things real quick. Now I'm gonna go to Janae. Marvel's Runaways. And I don't know if you guys watched that series.
I did. Is it getting more episodes?
It's now on the CW app.
Oh, okay.
So if you missed the CW app from the Arrowverse, and if you missed that from Bad Woman, and
You couldn't even say that with a straight face. Oh my god.
oh
You
my
couldn't even
goodness.
finish the sentence.
I couldn't even finish the damn sentence. But if you missed the CW app, you got something to go watch. Superman and Lois will premiere October 17th. Christina Ricci cast as Catwoman, and Hanish Inker will voice Bruce Wayne / Batman and Batman Cape Crusader. That's kind of cool. Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League is in the works, which is a sequel to Batman Ninja. And Janae, I'm gonna go over to you. Do you have any anime news you want to get out there?
I do. Hold on. Let's start with one thing. Where is it? So, Ranma 1/2 is going to be getting a possible remake series in the works. So that'll be interesting.
Nice.
I've noticed a lot of her stuff has been getting remakes, but their animation style is basically the same, which I'm okay with. I just don't like when they completely change the animation style. It's like,
I know, because you don't like because I know you kind of figure on the style of anime that you watch. I know you don't like Sailor Moon Crystal.
The beginning part, because it was just so the 3D and the animation style was just did not connect very well. The newest one, the one that's coming out now, I feel has the better mesh between the manga style and the anime style that they originally had, and it's a better blend. But like when Crystal first came out, I was highly disappointed in, like, it just didn't translate well. They were trying to do the manga style, but it didn't work. Like, as you said, Amy has a big old head. They made everyone have like big. They looked like they just had like a helmet hair thing going on. It's like, here's
Do that to Amy, man.
hair on a helmet and then put it on people's heads, kind of.
Don't do that to Amy, man. Come on, now she's the smart one. Do that to Amy.
And then in manga news, Black Butler's manga is going to go on hiatus. It didn't say for how long. The Apothecary Diaries is returning from a hiatus, and that's going to be dropping July 19th. And then for Comic-Con in San Diego, there's going to be a Bubblegum Crisis complete archives drop of like a collector's book.
What?
Bubblegum Crisis complete archives book. It's a 304-page long collection, including some materials of the Bubblegum Crisis series and the sequel Bubblegum Crash and the prequel AD Police Files.
What?
So like artwork and everything is going to be in this big, huge, massive book.
Oh, we got to get that. We got to get
all that.
We got to get that. I used to watch the anime all the time. So. Bubblegum Bubblegum Crisis 20. Ooh.
It didn't talk about 2040.
They didn't talk about 20. They didn't talk about 2049.
It just said the sequel, which is Bubblegum Crush, and then the prequel, which was AD Police Files, which I thought was interesting. So unless like somehow 2024 wasn't connected,
we got to get that.
Some cool art covers and stuff like that. So it says it's a must-have for the classic anime fans.
Hey, we got to get that.
I wonder if it's something that maybe wasn't previously released in the U.S.
It could have been
parts of it. Because I know, for example, tomorrow I'm actually going to go see a Ghost in the Shell film that was never released in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
But it's being released at Alamo Draft House is doing some showing.
And that's a good point, because we don't see we don't really see the Starlights coming to play until this year. So yeah, explain that, people. That's what I'm trying to figure out. You banned Pokemon episodes because that one scene with James. What you gonna do with Starlights? What you gonna do?
I mean, they also banned like one with Porygon because of seizures.
Yep.
Yeah, because of the seizures.
What you gonna do? I mean,
well, they kind of edited out that episode of Sailor Moon when Serena did the Luna Moon pen thing and was a groom. They kind of like edited that a little bit too.
I guess that's what they have to do. Yeah, I guess what they have to do.
So, kind of.
I mean, because they look like guys by day, but females by night, and it's like, what are you gonna do there? So, I'm interested in seeing that. I really want to see how they're gonna handle that. They better not miss my girl Galactica. That's all I got to say. Don't mess with her. Don't mess with her. She was whooping Sailor Moon's ass to the end.
Yeah.
She was whooping her ass. I ain't never seen Serena take an ass beating like that. You got anything else?
Another manga is going to be on hiatus for a little bit, for 2 months, is One Punch Man. But they said should be coming back around August 22nd.
That makes sense because that's been going strong for some time now, so that makes sense.
And then McDonald's Japan is unveiling a Kiki's delivery service ad campaign. It started on X, an X account on June 17th, and they're posting different pictures and stuff. That's going to coincide with some of their new menu for over in Europe. So there's a German potato that's going to be featured, a German potato quarter pounder burger, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right. It's a peppercorn juicy chicken burger, and
that one actually.
Brownie styled shrimp burger. And the commercials and stuff should release on the 25th, and there should be those commercials for Japan, a Japan YouTube channel and stuff. But it's not the Studio Ghibli style. It's a different style. It looks really cute, but I guess they used Kiki before for something else too that wasn't Studio Ghibli style, and it was Kiki fans were not as accepting for it, so because it wasn't the Ghibli style, which is funny because it's not like Kiki's delivery service was like their story. They just found book, I like this story, going to make movie. So
well, and I'm wondering if they're also trying to, since you mentioned it is also launching out in Europe.
Yeah.
There is a big to-do in Britain right now with McDonald's, where they have lost the right. So we've always known the Big Mac here in the States, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, in Europe, specifically in England, they have a chicken version of the Big Mac.
Oh.
But there is another company called Mac's, which has a chicken sandwich, which is the Big Mac.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the courts in England actually found that McDonald's did not have copyright rights to use that in their chicken sandwich.
Oh.
For naming for their chicken sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
So they were having to actually change the name or remove the item completely from the menu.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if maybe some of this, the timing is something that they kind of saw it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, well, let's see if we can kind of get someone to take the attention away from that.
Yeah, that could be. But yeah, and then I haven't watched it yet, but the Ultraman movie Rising is on Netflix. So
I ain't seen that yet either.
Yeah, I've never watched any Ultraman or read any Ultraman before, but I thought that was interesting.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta take a look at that.
Yeah. But that's all the news I have. But I kind of wish that, because different McDonald's in different places have different things, and I kind of wish they would do a limited run, come over here in the States of this is what's going on in Japan right now. This is what's going on in Spain right now for McDonald's, or even Hawaii has different stuff on their McDonald's menu. So I think that'd be kind of cool to do something like that. So. And then I think it's in August that McDonald's has a Duel Monsters and Hello Kitty Sanrio collaboration. Is going to be in the kids' toys, not 100%, but I think it's August because Ty put it in the chat months ago, but it was over in Europe at the time. And so, but I think I saw somewhere that I believe it's either July or August when those are coming out. So I thought that's kind of cool because I want to get the Blue Eyes White Dragon because that's Cinema Roll, and that's my daughter's favorite character, Cinema Roll. So
there you go. All right, shout out to her. Thank you, Jen. Appreciate that. All right, Dom, I'm gonna roll over to you. What video game news you got?
So a second Uncharted movie is officially in the works. And then Tom Holland's supposed to reprise his role as Nathan Drake.
Okay.
And
Work for me.
then recently this past week there was Nintendo Direct with Mario and Luigi Brothership coming in November. And then Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake will also be in November. Along with that is Donkey Kong Country Returns. That's coming January of next year.
There you go.
The Zelda Echoes of Wisdom will be coming in September 26th. And Metro Prime 4 Beyond will be coming 2025. Game's been announced like 10 years ago. That's all I have so far.
All right, appreciate it. A couple things said, and we'll get on out of here. Let me see. Spaceball sequel is in the works. Yeah. Josh, I think it says Josh Gad set to star and produce. Sydney Sweeney is reported to be eyed for a Star Wars world. Elephantine is eyeing the lead role in the next Predator movie. Another one? Who asked for another one?
After the last one bombed?
Who asked for another one? Next Godzilla versus Kong, Mayhem, Space Godzilla, and or crossover with Pacific Rim. Oh, that'd be interesting. Let me see. Top to mid to late teens in season 2 of Netflix Avatar: The Last Airbender. Casting started and filming to start this year. Netflix One Piece season 2 and 3 filming back to back from the beginning of June.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Really? Attack on Titan, the musical, is heading to New York.
No! What are you gonna think about with Mother eating the Titans? Half the population just being destroyed by Titans?
The hell does that happen? How does that happen?
I mean,
How do you make it?
enough.
How do you make a Titan eating a human amulonic? How do you do that?
Didn't they do that for what, Hawkeye? Where like the
That's
medical
Broadway.
You remember that part in Attack on Titan? The little boy had to watch his mom get eaten by a Titan. What the hell?
But then we found out your boy knew about it, and so he just let it happen. He could have pushed it out of the way. But he just let it happen.
But still.
He let his older brother's mom eat his mom.
But still have to be somewhat traumatic. Come on now. Somebody mama getting eaten.
Now, is it going to be the entire season or entire series of Attack on Titan, or just going to be the first season?
It just says the musical is heading to New York. I don't know how you do that. I really don't know how you do that.
Bring on the female Titan. Let's do this.
I don't know how you do it. Episode 1 of
Gallagher show, the first like 7 rows are a splash zone.
Make sure all the blood get caught. Episode 1 of New Code Geass, Raza of the Recapture, just dropped on Hulu. Show will have 12 episodes and take place 10 years after the last movie. Okay.
I didn't watch that.
That sounds cool.
It does sound cool. New Hunger Games book coming out next year, with the movie coming out the year after.
You make another one?
Another one? Who asked for another one? Who asked for another one? New Hunger Games book coming out next year.
So had to write something.
Who's asking for this stuff, man?
I think it's hate watching is getting all these things written and done.
It could be.
I never watched the prequel one, so
Yeah, I haven't watched it either. Yeah,
I didn't watch it either.
like my in-laws, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law saw it in theaters, and they were kind of like, about it, because they both liked the books and the original movies, but they were just kind of like,
yeah.
I mean, I thought the movies were okay, but like nothing to like get super excited over. But maybe that's just
Totally Spies live action series in the works with Will Ferrell and Amazon.
Yeah.
I'm just so unsure because of, I I like
We
Will
really
Ferrell
go-
in small doses or as a voice actor. I don't like him in long.
Like Will
we-
Ferrell is A-Train's adoptive father, you know.
no. The thing that I don't totally spies.
Okay, I'm gonna get hate, but like, I bash like really crappy anime styles, but for some odd reason, I like Totally Spies, and it's an animation style that I hate, and I don't know why.
If they don't bring back Totally Spies, they gotta bring back Martin's Mysteries or something.
Right?
I just don't get it. I don't
No,
get it.
what I want is Weekenders and Fillmore on Disney
Disney Plus.
Yes.
Oh,
That's what I want.
How can you not have the Weekenders on Disney Plus?
I love Fillmore.
I love Fillmore too. That's just disrespectful. That's what that is.
Disney don't care. They don't care about their fans.
They don't care about us, man. They don't. I still can't get my head around Totally Spies. The Librarian, the Librarian is the next chapter. The Librarian. Man, I can't get my head around. Why? My sister didn't like it. My daughter's seen it. She don't like it. So why?
Nostalgia.
The Librarian is the next chapter. The sequel series will premiere on the CW on October 24th with the new cast and Kristen Kane returning as Jacob Stone.
Okay.
So, that's all right.
Well, and The Librarians was a pretty good show, actually. Like, when it was on the air, I used to watch it.
This stuff that ain't nobody asked for is making a comeback. I mean...
Well, they ran out of ideas. So they're like,
damn shame.
Let's just throw everything in the pot and be like, can we remake this? Can we redo this? That show from this 5 years ago? Let's redo that.
Hell, and I said it before. I don't think it'll happen because of Me Too and society. But hell, bring back Johnny Bravo. It ain't gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
it ain't gonna happen. But I'm just saying, Johnny Bravo was at least funny. I watched Johnny Bravo before I watched Totally Spies. I tell you that. Whoa. All right. Let's go around the room. Go ahead and put a cap to a great evening. My night of pimping is almost over. So
boys will be back next week.
Yeah, boys be back next week. So man, I might have to come up with some stuff just to keep this night going. Let me stop. Let me stop. I've rather enjoyed this. Kat, what you got? What you got on your mind? What you got coming up this week?
So on my personal channel over on YouTube, I am going to do a Daiso haul. For those of you that don't know what Daiso is, it is the United States equivalent to the 100 yen store in Japan. And there was the grand opening here in San Antonio today. And I basically happened to spend about $100 at the dollar store. So we're going to see what $100 gets you at the dollar store.
There you go.
At Daiso, of cool Japanese stuff. As far as Geek News Now, on Mondays, you're going to have an episode of MCU Monday. They're recapping over the Daredevil series. I'm not sure if Sith Dominion's going to be back yet.
I think he is.
Okay. So we may have Sith Dominion on Tuesday. If not, anytime you've missed something, you can always hop over to Geek News Now Official and catch the recap.
Yep.
On Thursday, we are going to have Cantina Happy Hour. And Wednesdays, of course, we always get all of our podcasts up through Podbean. So if you're looking for something to listen to on your way drive to work, while you're doing errands around the house, feel free to check us out on Podbean, iHeart, iTunes, Amazon Music, and wherever else you get your favorite podcasts. And then we'll be back here on Saturday night for the Geek Gauntlet.
Don't forget Cantina Happy Hour.
Oh, did I miss Cantina? I thought I totally talked about Cantina. Yeah, Thursday night they'll have Cantina Happy Hour talking about the Acolyte.
Yep, that is correct. All right, Diamond, what you got going on this week?
This week I'm going to be continuing streaming both Hogwarts Legacy, and then I'm going to start streaming or continue streaming Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
There you go. There you go. I gotta get a couple things. I'm gonna get back in the stream it again. I gotta get a capture card and I gotta get another Switch. All right, Janae, what you got going on this week before we get on out of here?
I'm hoping to actually take my digital tablet out of the box. Just haven't been. I just with my eye infection and like finally feeling like a human again. It's been summer has kicked in for where I work, and so it's just been a long day, so then it's just tiring.
I feel you.
So I get what I get, and I'm still trying to finish I have this big project that's like this big of a drawing I need to finish, and I still haven't finished it. But I'm hoping to do that. But we'll see if I can get my butt in gear and do something this week. All
right. I got for myself. I got a little bit of TV to catch up on. Got to get in there, watch House of the Dragon. Haven't seen that yet. So I'll get in there tonight or tomorrow on my lunch break to get that watched. Because I haven't seen House of the Dragon yet. Definitely want to check that out. All right. If there is nothing else, I want to say thank you to everybody there in TV land for joining us this evening on the Geek Gauntlet podcast. We will see you next week. Have a good week. Have a safe week and take care. Later, guys.